Hello, everyone. How are you? I don't have a hat. I don't need it. Very good. So I have to do a little disclaimer before I start my presentation, while we put the presentation on. I don't know Misha. We've never met before, Misha. We've never discussed brands together, but I think we are very much on the same tune. So my presentation is possibly what I'll try to do is I'll try to take what Misha has brilliantly presented to us a little bit down on the ground to see if there is any way we can create brands that do what Misha was proposing before, maybe with a little bit of methodology, because after all, we have to live with brands. Okay, so if I would start with a question. And the question, obviously, I'm talking about conscious brands today. The question is, why on earth do we need conscious brands? Do we know the guy? This man is a fraud. This man is the opposite of what Misha was saying before. But there is more. There is much more to this. We live in strange times. We live in times where people is under pressure. Governments are not able to give us guidance anymore. There is a war going on. We come out of a pandemic, and we're always fearing that another one comes in. And we're all experimenting the financial pressure, name it inflation or whatever kind of other type of pressure. So this is something which is giving us a sense of like a dangerous life. Misha was mentioning before that maybe in 20 years we will look back and say, oh, but maybe it was not so dangerous. Maybe it was a time of opportunity. Maybe it was a time of just a time of change, a time of transformation. But in terms of transformation, you live under a certain level of pressure. And what do you need when you are under pressure? You need to cling to something. You need to believe in something. You need a little bit of meaning in life. In life, we are people. We are persons. We need meaning in our life. Okay? So the problem with meaning is that Nietzsche used to say, God is dead. When I was young, the people on the right side would say, and Marx is not so well as well. so it's our generation, Misha. The point is that people have lost connection with the big ideas. People have lost connection with ideologies. People have lost faith in governments. And where is people looking at? Who do people is looking to? Brands. We are looking at brands in search of meaning. Yeah? So if you look at the list here, people are asking CEOs to give them answers on this list of things: treatment of employees, climate change, discrimination, wealth gap, immigration. 10 years ago, you would ask this to a government. Now we're asking this to brands, to the CEOs and to their companies, to their organizations. Yeah? Now, this is from Edelman. I think there is a lot of PR people here, so we are very familiar with this survey. On the other side, there is another survey from Meaningful Brands, from Havas. And Havas is saying for a long period now that people are looking at brands for meaning, and they don't find meaning in the brands. So brands are at loss on these new tasks that we are asking them to fulfill. Okay? Not in the last survey of Havas, but in the previous one, there was a statistic very similar to what Misha was presenting before. They say that 3/4, the majority of people in Europe In Spain, it's even worse, would not be sad if 3/4 of the brand they use, the brands they have in their household, would disappear tomorrow morning. They would not blink. It doesn't matter. So most brands are not able to create. So this is the great paradox, and I would say the great opportunity that we have. While brands are not able to create meaning, the people in the street are asking the brands to create meaning. So this is the big opportunity. The point is, okay, how can we do that? Okay, let's see. Okay, so if a man like this is your boss, you have good karma, I would say. This is Yvon Chouinard. He is the founder and until not so long ago, CEO of one brand. Does anybody recognize what is the brand?
Patagonia.
Patagonia. Who said that? Great. Patagonia is possibly the brand for excellence who creates meaning in the field. Luckily, Yvon Chouinard is not alone in the world. There are many more brands that do that. This is the famous advertising from Patagonia. Don't buy this jacket. Do you remember this? Yeah? Do we know? Be with me? Yeah? We don't know. There was a time when Patagonia created an advertising saying, don't buy this jacket. This was the opposite of advertising, actually, because it's exactly the opposite message. But then they said, but if you really need a jacket, possibly our jacket is the one you want. Why? Because we do a lot of things that minimize the footprint. Okay, so this is the reason why I was saying that if Yvon Chouinard is your boss, you have good karma, because it is very much in line with the needs for meaning that we are doing. Luckily, Yvon Chouinard is not alone. I put here EcoAlf, which is a Spanish brand. We are in Spain, so we have to honor this land. A Spanish brand which is sort of premium luxury and is made only of tissues that are from recycled material. Okay, so this is very much in line with it. And I also used the brand Oatly. Possibly we use Oatly, those who take non-animal milk. Yeah, I see many using Oatly. I take Oatly because of something. I was one day in a conference in a situation like this, and there was the chief strategist from Oatly, Mike Lee, who, the chief strategy, he used to say something very interesting for me, because he said, we don't have a strategy. What? The chief strategist says we don't have a strategy. He said, we have a voice. Okay? We've been talking about being. He said, we have a voice. What does it mean to have a voice? To have a voice, you need this. You need a center of gravity. You need to know who you are. As a brand, because a brand is a person. I repeat, Misha and I have never met before. Okay? So this is the idea. As a brand, you are a person who means something for your public, and you have to behave accordingly. Okay? So the point is, I'm making the case for how to do it. Okay? So let's build up a little model together to see. I'm sorry, I have a little cold. So build up a little model together to see if we can be operational about being conscious brands. Okay? How can we do that? Okay? First thing, obviously, as a person, you are a person. This is the axis of being, and you do things. Okay? And this is the axis of doing. What does it mean? You need to create meaning, and this comes from understanding who you are, having a stance, being a brand that is based on a clear set of values, and maybe more, we will see in a minute. And on the other side, you need to connect with the people that rely on you, with the people that need you to create the meaning. Okay? So there is this axis, which is on one side, it's an axis within, and on the other side is an axis without, being and connecting. Okay? On the other side, there is the axis of doing. Let's not forget, when we talk about conscious brands, obviously we have a great, inspiration, a moral tension towards being conscious. But we are in business. We have to make money. Okay? So on one side, you have to have a unique relevance. And Misha said a lot about how you are relevant in a modern time, okay? Which is not having unique selling points or whatever, but it's a different concept of a unique relevance, which means you need to be a brand that means something specific in the life of your public, in the life of your clients, in the life of the people that relate to you, that adopt you in their lives. So this is the first point. The second point is you have to create value that is shared. Okay? Michael Porter, who was let's say the inventor of the idea of competition almost, he then changed the idea and he said, well, it's not about competing only, it's also about sharing value. The idea of stakeholders, he was very strong on that. Okay, so this is the basic framework on which we can build something practical. Okay, let's go on and let's see what does it mean. Okay, so to create meaning, you really need to have a very strong moral base. I've put the word purpose there because obviously this is understandable and this is easy to identify for all. But this means purpose, this means understanding the values, this is understanding what are the principles that guide your doing, and so on and so on. So this is actually the moral set of your company, of your organization. Okay? First point up. When you go to connection, we need to have authenticity. Okay? What does it mean to have authenticity? It means that everything you say and everything you do is connected strongly with who you are. Okay? We have created a canvas on how to generate authenticity. Okay? So if you want, we can discuss this later. It would be too long. Okay, so this is the axis of being. On the other axis, on the axis of doing, of course, you need to understand how you win in the market. And this idea of winning in the market for a conscious brand is something that maybe it's not so straightforward. Does a conscious brand need to grow? Does a conscious brand need to win in the market? Does a conscious brand need to seek leadership and so on? Well, I would say that the answer is yes to this. I would say the answer is yes. Why? Because if you are a conscious brand, there is an underlying hypothesis to your business, which is you're doing good. So you want to do as much as possible good. Okay? And if you are very successful in the market, which also means you are making money, money is not bad, which also means you are making money. If you are very successful in the market, it means that your hypothesis of doing good is verified, is certified by the market. So market success is something that we have to seek very, very strongly. And we have to have the tools to do that. Modern tools are a little bit different from the tools that we have been seeking in a Friedmanian world. Okay? Modern tools are tools that understand that brands live together with their clients. Okay? So this is the winning side. On the other side, again, there is a new understanding of how you do business. We used to believe that we do business alone. We are an organization. We are perfect. This was like a Newtonian understanding of business, to make a metaphor. But we do not live in a Newtonian world. We live in a systemic world. We live in a world which is so complex that we cannot abide if not together with others, with our stakeholders. Okay? So you need to understand who are your stakeholders, what are their needs, what they expect from you, what are their goals, where are they heading to, And so you have to build organically your road to success together with them. This is fundamental. Without stakeholders, we cannot win. Okay, so obviously, for all of these four elements of the compass, you need tools that can be applied. And obviously, we don't have time today to go in detail. But you can imagine that there is tools for all of that. Now, can we measure our activity on the compass so that it is not so theoretical, but it is something practical? Yes, we can. We've created a questionnaire that we will share with you later. And this questionnaire is addressing a number of things that a company should be doing and that you can sort of measure. Okay? So imagine that you have a series of activities that relate to purpose, a series of activities that relate to authenticity, stakeholder relationship, and market success. Imagine that you are, say, the blue line. Okay? Imagine that you are a company that is very good on the market success. We are very strong. We are winning. You know, we know what we do in the market, and actually, we are so good that we are taking care of our stakeholders because we understand this systemic thing that Giuseppe said. Okay, but on the other side, you know, we purpose, ethical side of the business and so on. Okay, yeah, we say so, but this, you know, as they say here in Spain, they used to say, well, this is marketing. Let's say marketing is the B word. Okay, they say that's marketing. We say that, but we don't really do that. And then in terms of authenticity, of course, if you don't have a moral stance, if you don't have a center of gravity, where is authenticity? There is not even the basis for authenticity, because you will do, as Misha was saying before, whatever the market asks you to do. This is the old world. This company cannot survive in the new world. They can survive today. They can survive maybe in the next 6 months. But later, sooner than later, they will have big problems because they are in the 75% of the brands that people don't care about. What do these companies have to do? They have to buy every single customer, every single new customer. And every new time that a customer buys them, loyalty, conquest of new customers and so on, they have to buy them. How? Advertising, promotion, low prices, competition with innovation, and so on and so on. It's very expensive. Okay. Now, let's go on the other side. Let's go on a company which is a virtuous one, from our point of view, conscious brands. Purpose, they are all about purpose. We have this idea of a beautiful world and so on. Let's build a new world together. Authenticity. We never do things that are of our purpose. Stakeholders. We go to dinner with all our stakeholders. We make meetings with them. We understand them. They know us. We call each other by name. And on weekends, we tell each other that we love each other. Fantastic. Market success. We are not able to translate the enormous amount of value that we have to the market. Is this good? This is not good. This company needs to understand how to be in the market and how to win in the market. Okay? And obviously, you know, these two hypothetical situations can be resolved. And this is the idea of the compass. Okay? You understand how you can be a conscious brand in the market and win in the market by being a conscious brand. There is the university I teach at, ESADE, they say, do well, do good. Okay? Winning in the market by doing well, by doing good. Okay? Okay. Now, this is possibly a similar approach to yours, Misha, to the idea of what are the needs today. One of the many approximations to the same idea. The case I want to make here is that conscious brands really rock, really can become icons. And how does it happen? If we understand that the needs can be of different layers, I just put 3 here. Misha said 4, but it's same idea. There is obviously the ability to meet the functional needs, which are resolving a problem. I mean, and you have to do it. If I am thirsty and you give me a water which has a component which, it doesn't taste good in my mouth, well, you're not resolving my problem. I will not buy you. But this is the basic, needed anyway. We have to be good at resolving problems. But then there is 2 more layers. One is the emotional layer, the ability to establish a connection through empathy with our customers, and then the spiritual layer of needs, which is the ability to mean something for our clients, for our customers. Okay? How do you do this? You do through resolving offering benefits, functional benefits, to creating, on the emotional side, to creating great experiences, and on the spiritual side, to offer a worldview. We mentioned Yvonne Chouinard, Patagonia. That's offering a worldview to our customers, okay? When you do this, you are able to, on the emotional layer, you are able to engage with your people, with your customers. And on the spiritual layer, you are able to inspire these people, to lead, as Misha was saying before, okay? The consequences are very important. When you are only responding to benefits, you're simply being there and you need to buy the attention of people. There are also brands that prosper on this level. Take BIC, for instance, okay? They are not on the emotional side. Not intentionally on the emotional side, let's say, because there is an emotional level to BIC, because this is how we learned how to write. But they are not intentional on that. And they are certainly not offering a worldview. But they prosper very much on what? They prosper on price and they prosper on distribution. Okay? So you can prosper there, but you really have to work very hard to be there. And there is not so many BICs in the world. There is one. But then, if you are able to go beyond, take the emotional layer, emotional bond. Think BMW. A guy who is a fan of BMW, you won't take him away from that brand. That's already a good place to be. But then if you go up, you become a flag. You become something that people use to do one particular thing. And we go back to the idea of meaning. People use iconic brands to express their own identity. Let's be careful about this. Let's be careful about this. This is a very, very important and very, very difficult to do. It's a very important job for brands. But this is what brands are called to do today in the new world. Okay? So, what are the consequences of this? If you are a brand that is able to be on the conscious side, you gain on credibility, you gain on meaning, you gain on connection with your customers. You gain on loyalty, which means a lot. Every marketing person knows that loyalty is the basic factor for success of an organization or a company. And you gain on net promoter score. People talk about you. And I say again, why do people talk about you? If I came here with a Patagonia shirt, there was big Patagonia logo on my chest, would it be because I love Patagonia, or would it be because I would like you to understand that I care about the environment? Possibly the second. So let's be always careful about the idea that brands lead, but brands are also a tool for people to express their own identity. And this is a conscious brand. This is a brand that connects empathically with their customers. Okay, that's basically the idea I wanted to share. If you want to go through the questionnaire that we have prepared for you, you can take the questionnaire through this QR code. And that's all I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much.